Hi, I'm Pattie Grimm. Welcome to your Power Talk, bold, not bossy, confident, not cocky, how to be an assertive woman leader. My name is Pattie Grimm. I'm a women's advocate, business leader, author, and trainer. I wrote a book called Quiet Women Never Change History. Be strong, stand up, stand out. Let's go kick some glass a couple of years ago. And I spent over 3 years doing research with over 3,200 women and men about what makes a strong, confident woman leader. And I'm going to share some of that with you today. Before we get started, I want to make sure you grab a pen and grab a piece of paper. And I want you to start off by really imagining with a short exercise. And we're going to use this to help you create a personal leadership vision to help you be the kind of woman leader that you know you want to be and that you probably already are. So I want you to think about something for a minute. I want you to imagine and look at this woman on the screen right now in the slide, and imagine that woman is you. And that woman is you in, say, 3 to 5 years. And while you're sitting there, you're surrounded by your friends, your family, your coworkers, your bosses, your peers, people who have worked for you, worked with you for your entire career. And I want you to imagine the words they're saying about you as that strong, confident, empowered woman leader. And I want you to start to write down those words. And as we're going through the presentation, as more words come up, I want you to write down those words as well. So maybe you're looking at that picture and you're thinking, if they were describing me as a strong woman leader, they'd be saying she made a difference. She was a developer of people. She was strong. She was bold. She was brave. She made courageous leadership decisions. She did the right thing. She was respected. She was trusted. She was smart. She was a team player. And so I want you, as you're thinking about those words that you want to hear people say about you as a leader, so that you become that kind of leader, and that helps you write a personal leadership vision that we're going to use towards the end of this presentation. Now, as women leaders, we face a lot of challenges. And to be honest, I really look forward to the day that we can say she is a leader and not have to say she's a great woman leader. So let's work towards that day. But here are the challenges that we all face. And I know you know these challenges. We're still underpaid. We make less than men. And women of color make far less, and there's a bigger pay gap for women of color than there are for Caucasian women. We're underserved. We're underserved when it comes to healthcare. We're underserved when it comes to getting access to capital to run our businesses. We're underserved when it comes to having the rights we need to have to be able to move forward as a woman leader, and as a leader. We're underrepresented in government. We're underrepresented in large corporations. Research actually shows that companies that have more women in senior leadership roles make more money, are more profitable, have higher profit margins, have higher employee engagement, which leads to the bottom line, and higher customer loyalty. So the evidence is there, but we're still fighting that battle to get more seats at the table. And Dorothy Chisholm once said, if there's not a seat at the table, bring your own folding chair. So I hope you all have a lot of folding chairs. There's also something I call the bossy bias. There's lots of biases in the workplace today, but there's one that seems to only apply to mostly women. You very seldom hear a man described as bossy, or the B word that rhymes with itchy. But you will hear women called bossy, and I've been called bossy before in my career, and I simply have said, thank you. I'm trying to get my point across, and I'm trying to solve the problem here. I don't let people put me down or tell me that I'm bossy. But that bossy syndrome, that bossy bias does exist. When I was doing my research for my book and interviewing those 3,200 people in over 3 years about what makes a great woman leader, and I came up with 5 ways. I'm going to share most of those with you today, not all of them actually. I came across something called the double bind paradox. That actually shows from research, I'm a bit of a research geek, but actually shows that women, as men rise up the ranks, they gain respect and likability. As women rise up the ranks, we tend to lose likability and become more suspect. How did she get the job? Is she the best candidate for the job? Was there somebody else that could have been better? And so those things are all coming into play. And then there's one that comes into play that's really centered in a challenge for us, and it's the imposter syndrome. More women, according to research, suffer from imposter syndrome than men. And because of that, I think a lot of the imposter syndrome is a thinking of, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve the job, I'm not qualified yet, I'm not ready. It's all that I'm not good enough, I'm not ready thinking that gets in our way. And that's rooted in perfectionism, I think, that comes from the time we've been little girls, when we were raised to be the good girl get the good grades, go to the good school, have the good friends. Certainly, I know growing up, I was a very good student. And if I came home with an A- or a B, it was a tragedy in my house. If my brother came home with a C or D, it was time for celebration. So there is a difference in that perfectionism with women, and that perfectionism is so damaging for us. And I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. So what are we going to do about all this, right? Biases exist, bossy bias, all those things happen to be there. We can overcome them by making sure we're being assertive, strong women leaders, and finding the right balance between being too aggressive and being a bulldozer that runs through town and knocks things down and doesn't go back to pick up the pieces, or being on the other side of being too passive and being a doormat that people run over and take advantage of. There's that sweet spot in the middle about being assertive, where you're standing up for your rights, you're standing up for your team, you're standing up for what you believe in, but you're doing it in a way that's a win-win collaborative approach, which when you're being aggressive and a bulldozer is a win-lose. Everything you look up in the definitions of aggression is about war and battle and winning and losing. There's no compromise within that. When you're being assertive and you're in that sweet spot, you're actually thinking about how your words and actions and behavior affect the rights of others. So you're balancing that out and you're staying in that sweet zone. So here's 7 things you can do to be more assertive. Number 1, know your strengths and play to your strengths. This was the number 1 thing in my book, that women who were strong, confident women leaders knew their strengths and they played to their strengths. They surrounded themselves with people who had strengths they didn't, so they could have a very well-balanced team, but they knew what their strengths were and they played to those strengths. They found jobs and opportunities to fit those strengths. The reason a personal leadership is so powerful is that it's your foundation. So when I ask you to stand up, I want you to stand up on that foundation of being the kind of woman leader that you know you can be and you know you are. So have that personal leadership vision to stand on so you can stand up and be the best you, not somebody else, because everybody else is taken. Number 3 is stand out. Be more valuable. So once you know your strengths and once you know your vision, I want you to use those 2 things to stand out and to be more valuable. Become a master of your craft, a master of your business, a master of your trade, and be the best you can be. But also be more visible and be more vocal. Take a seat at the table. To me, when I talk about diversity, inclusion, and equity, to me, diversity is being invited to the meeting. Inclusion is giving a seat at the table. And equity is having a voice at the table that matters so that you can be more valuable, be more vocal, be willing to speak up. Pay it forward and help the next generation and lift all women up so we all rise. Very important. And then champion your own rights and actions with facts, not feelings, facts. And be prepared. Poor planning, proper planning prevents poor performance. Excuse me for a second. I want you to honor the rights in others and others' opinions by listening to them. And I want you to be both brave, bold, and brilliant. You see, courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to work through fear. And there's 2 definitions for fear. One is fear everything and run. One is face everything and rise. So I want you to be bold, brave, and brilliant and face everything and rise. I'm going to talk about confidence for a minute. Confidence is more important than competence in business today. And face it, confidence shows. It shows in your body and how you stand and how you sit and how you use your hands. What's really powerful is a combination of being a powerful, assertive leader with empathy. That's combining your EQ and your IQ into one formula. And what we found is that women that are more powerful and have empathy are more respected and advance faster. More respected and advance faster. Now, confidence shows in your body language. Whether you're in a Zoom meeting or a face-to-face meeting, having your head up, your eyes looking forward, your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders back. And it shows in your height and in your space. I'm only 5'3" and I'm not very tall, but I can show my height and space and take up the room I need to take up when I'm trying to make a point, and use my hands to tell the story. Hands open means empathy and I'm listening. Head to the right or to the left, depending on which way you're looking on the screen, also shows empathy and listening. And so combining that confidence and power with empathy is really going to go a long way to help you be that woman leader. I'm going to leave you with 5 tips to be an assertive woman leader. And number 1 is so important because it's about practicing head, heart, and guts leadership. It's managing the business with your head. It's managing your people with your heart. And it's having the guts and courage to make the right decisions that's right for the company, the employees, and right for the customers. So it's right for the customers, it's right for the employees, it's right for the business, and having the courage to make those difficult decisions. It's about striving for excellence and not perfection. Here's why perfectionism is so damaging. Here's the definition. Perfectionism is a personality trait combined with having overly high performance expectations, combined with being overly self-critical and caring too much about what other people think. We need to learn to strive for excellence. And if thing doesn't go well, you learn to say, let it go, and sing the Let It Go song from Frozen. But you learn from those mistakes. You ask yourself what happened? Why did it happen? What can I do differently next time to create a different result? Combine your confidence with empathy, your EQ with your IQ. Collaborate, don't compete or compare. It's great to look at other leaders and say, I admire that person. But don't try and be them. Be yourself. Be the best you. Collaborate with people. Support, don't sabotage. And then create your leadership vision. Take those words you wrote at the beginning or you've been writing throughout this presentation, this power talk, and create that into a personal vision statement and start with your name. I would say Pattie is a compassionate, strong, driven leader who makes a difference in the world and empowers women and girls to be the best they can be in any endeavor they choose. I make business decisions like this presentation based on the fact of, can I make a difference? Am I having an impact in empowering more women and girls? And I know you can do this. So I know this is all within you. So I want to go and give you a definition of what a great leader is. A great leader is someone who can achieve and sustain extraordinary results by leveraging the greatness in them and bringing out the greatness in others. And that's what being a great leader is all about. So I want to leave you with one final thing. If you email me to pattiegrimm@live.com, PATTIEGRIMM, I will send you a free PDF guide to write your personal leadership vision to help you be this assertive, strong, confident, bold woman leader you know you are, and you know you're capable of being. I also have a special book offer for people that are attending the conference. My book is on Amazon for $18.95. You can get it through me, through this book offer for $10, includes $200 in free bonuses, including 3 webinar series on how to be a strong, confident woman leader and put these things into practice with exercises. It comes with free shipping and handling if you're in the US. If you're not in the US, you can still get the book for $10 and the bonuses, but you need to pay for the shipping and handling internationally. So I wanted to give you a chance to do that. You can get that by going to either emailing me at pattiegrimm@live.com or going to www.womenkinkingglass.com/book. And I want to leave you with one final quote from Maya Angelou. She said, I learned a long time ago, people won't remember what you said. People won't remember what you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And I want you to be that strong, confident leader that brings out the best in the world. And I want you to help us all. Let's go kick that glass ceiling once and for all. Thank you, and have a fantastic conference and a fantastic career. Thanks.